Hey, my name is Rio, and I'm teaching Node.js at Fresno City College for 18 weeks completely online, and you're enrolled. So my first question for you is, do you have any JavaScript experience? Now, at this point in the semester, which is a couple of weeks before this actual semester starts, I've probably contacted most of you who I've not seen your name because you weren't in another class of mine. So, my request of you is if you have not taken JavaScript, and that's JavaScript programming on the client side, this is JavaScript Node.js programming on the server side. If you have not had 93, then I don't recommend you take 94 unless you just have a lot of experience coding. Okay, because 93 naturally gets you ready because you learn JavaScript along the way. So that's my first request. If you have any questions, please reach out to me so we can get you in the right course. That course 93 is available for students to enroll in as well. Same 18 weeks, same online, different course materials, and of course, a different kind of programming because it's server side. So I'm guessing if you're here, you've either had my JavaScript course, had some experience, and now you want to take that to the next level. So let's do that together. I mean, Node is a great way to extend what you've already learned through JavaScript. And I'm excited to teach it. I've taught it. This is my third semester, sequentially, to be able to teach it. And I'm excited to have you join me. So the first thing I want to do is actually go to an article I found today because I'm guessing you know that on the client side, Node.js is dominant, right? There's 99% of all websites use JavaScript. But Node JavaScript on the server, okay, really C on the server. And I say that not that we're in a cover C, but that's what it's written in, is C++. But on the server side, right, and this is a good article about, right, why you should learn Node.js. And it's partly because you've already gotten some skill with client side. Why not just take what you've already learned and move it to the server side? But that's not the only reason. Okay. Node.js will allow you to build complex and powerful apps without writing a lot of complex code. Of course, the ability to handle asynchronous, right? So this is a big deal in our current world, to be able to handle network requests, file server requests, and other requests that take time. And by the way, client-side JavaScript will do this as well, but at server-side, this is intended to really where it shines. And that's not all you can do with Node. Probably the other big thing, and I love the course that you were going to use, which is Andrew Mead's course. He really gives a great introduction to Node, some of the major features of it. And one of the great things about Node is NPM, the Node Package Manager. So you can use these apps, these programs that other people have written in your own projects. Okay, so just to give you maybe, some reasons to be excited, hopefully, about being here, microservices is a big deal these days. Writing very concise code that does often just one thing, not more than that, right, can be used more than just for web development. Absolutely, it's used in more areas than that. So anyway, I'm just hopefully going to give you a little incentive. You're already here. I shouldn't have to give you too much, but it's good to talk about. Okay, so before I jump in, I want to just briefly look at the syllabus, which you can do, and I recommend you do. And you can see how this course breaks down. You will have 50% of the course is actually writing a project of your own creation. And we'll talk about this as we get closer to them. There'll be 3 devs that you do, so you can see each weighs really heavily. So then week to week, to support you in doing that, you'll have some code alongs, which might be thought of as a lecture, and then we'll have some learn together assignments. As far as office hours go, I'm holding them Monday through Friday. Wednesdays is the evening office hour, and I'll talk more about that in week 1 attendance as I create it. And then you can look through here to look at the objectives. Here is the link to the Udemy course. And I will tell you this, if you do not have a Udemy account and you just go look at this course, it will show for more money. So what you want to do is, and that's a retail price, what you want to do is go ahead and set up your account on Udemy, which is free to set up. And then once you do that, come back and check on this link, and then you should see it for around this price. And again, this is great because we're going to actually be using Node, Express, MongoDB, and he actually has other things we're not going to cover. We cover about 90% of the course, maybe 85. And then you can look at my other things in here, the drop dates, I do accept late work. It is discounted some of the important dates. I already talked about the breakdown. The last project for this class is due on 12/10. So check that out in more detail. For those of you, and I'm going to go ahead and close this as well, for those of you that have been in my class before, I'm going to tell you that it's set up a little differently. And I'm going to show you that by looking for what we can see as instructors at the student view. So what will happen when you come in here for the first time? Okay. Actually, I'm going to pause for just a second. So when you come in here, again, this is going to look different if you've taken my class, or maybe you've never taken a class with an instructor who uses this particular structure. And what this is this course is set up so that you have to move through it in the sequence I've set it up. And this we see starting in week 0. And you might wonder, well, what's week 0? Well, it's intended for you to do either once the semester starts, or as some of you may be doing, watching this video early, because I'm releasing it on the 20th of July. Now, you do not have to get started. You can get started if you want. As a matter of fact, but I'm just showing you how the class works. I've also made week 1 available, but notice how we can't get into week 1 because we haven't completed these, and these items in week 0 are relatively short. So let me just click into that. So I've talked a little about what Node is, why you want to learn it, what will you need. So you will need that course that I already talked about. There are some other software that you're going to learn if you don't already. Visual Studio Code, you'll need Node install. We'll get you all that in the week 1. And when can you get started is really up to you. I recommend, if you've seen this early and you don't have any experience with GitHub, or even if you have, Git and GitHub are a part of this class. And so what the first thing you're going to do is actually set up, if you don't already have it, your GitHub username. Okay, and so let me just go over here just to click into here. And I'm already logged in. Let me just show you what this looks like so that you can, over here, so you can see this. So when you come to the GitHub website, what you would do is go through and create a username. Give an email, doesn't matter, campus, whatever email you want to give it, and a password, and then you would sign up for GitHub. And then once you have successfully signed up for GitHub, which, by the way, is completely free. If they do give you an advertisement to pay for something, you do not have to. Do know that if you're using a username that somebody else has already created, you're going to have to create something different. So once you have that, okay, once you have successfully done that, then you're going to, back in Canvas, submit that to me. Okay, so let me just show you this. Now, for me, I know what my username was. For you, you were setting it up. But let me show you in case you're wondering. I'm actually going to log in. So when you finally get in, that verifies you've set up your account. When you look up here in the corner, and by the way, I generally suggest lowercase, no spaces. I think it won't let you with spaces anyway, but that is your GitHub username. And so what you can do is either provide it to me in this box or in the comments. It does not matter. Now, what I do with that once I get it, and again, if you've done it before the start of the semester, if I see it, I'll go ahead and do the next step. If I'm not available, I'll do it as soon as I can. But what you will do is go ahead and hit submit on that item. And all that's doing is giving me, and it shows you here you've submitted it. If you go into grades, you'll see that, but at least you've got that step done in the course, and then you can hit next. So for this, for our course, for this semester, I'm starting something new. I'm using Discord, and this video kind of walks you through it. I have, because some students have already joined my other classes, found out something about this link that you can read here. There is a channel specific to our class, so check that out. And so the next thing you could do is just, there is a short little, like, who's in class, so we can kind of get to know each other. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to home, because I want to show you what happens is once you move through those items. In this case, now we have open up for you week 1. And again, we're going to move through these. Now, attendance, and you can read about this, it's not available until the Friday before the semester starts. But these items, and these are, again, intended in sequence. They're not separate items. And you don't typically see this in my class, but in this beginning we do, because I'm going to walk you through what you need to do to set up your local dev environment and join and create. So once you have gotten into our GitHub course organization, you can do this one. And so you need me to reply here in order for you to do this one. See, and this one is week 1. So I've already had students ask me, can I work on this? Can I get started? And the answer is sure. Right? Why would you? It's really up to you if you want to get started a little ahead. Again, I am going to probably in the next week or so release week 2. And as much as you can, working ahead is a great idea, because that experience you get from being able to consume some of this content a little more at your own pace makes sense, right? So anyway, in this case, you got to walk through each of these. I have a little discussion board for how did it go, and then you'll do the week 1 code along. So in order for you to do this, you have to acquire the Udemy course that I talked about that's linked up in the syllabus. Okay? Now, at this point in the semester, and this, again, depending on your level of experience, can vary for how long it takes you to get through this part. Now, it's okay if it takes you a little longer. Again, reach out to me or get other folks, because there actually are some students out on the Discord server who have taken 94, so they can also help you out. And so, welcome to class. Check it out. Let me know if you have any questions. Think about joining Discord. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for taking this course. I know that's what I'd like to end with. I know you have choices about classes, how you take them, where you take them, and I hope to really honor the time that you and I have together. My goal is that you spend your time actually working on this course, not trying to understand its organization, which is why I do videos like this. I also know that Node is not the only server-side technology out there. It's not the most popular, but it's definitely in the top 5 list, depending on who you talk to. So it's a good skill to have, regardless, just to add to your resume. There will be other servers technologies. We offer here at CIT, we offer Go. I'm teaching Python, which can be client and server, more server side as well. So anyway, have a good one, and I'll talk to you soon.